Hey, Dan Mendelow here. One of the biggest blocks, the most common block that could be preventing you from getting to the next level in your business and creating a lifestyle of true abundance and real freedom are internal conflicts. See, every single thought that you ever have is from your functional brain wiring. It's the way that your brain is literally wired, the neurosynaptic connections inside of your brain. And the thing is that your brain uses the easiest path because it's back from when we didn't know when our next meal would be. So your brain tries to make things easy. And so it creates things called beliefs. And beliefs are sort of like decisions. And the word decision comes from two words in Latin that means to cut off, literally to cut off all other options. So belief is a neurosynaptic connection that's in your brain that has been so used, your brain really thinks it's a fact, and so it wants to use it because your brain wants to feel safe and certain more than anything else. And if you imagine a belief, like a path through a jungle. Let's say you have two paths. One path is very well lit, it's cleared. It gets you to a place you don't really like, but hey, you know where it's going to lead you, right? And you know that, look, you've walked this path many times. Then another path will lead you to somewhere else, but it's dark. It's overgrown. You don't really know where it's going to take you. Your brain will freak the F out if you try to take that scarier looking path. Even if the well-lit, cleared path takes you to a place you don't like. That's what a belief will do. And any time it can join one of these paths, it will. And it wants to use these so badly because, hey, it gives you safety, it looks safe, right? And it's certain, it knows where you're going to go. And it doesn't really care if you don't like where you're going, it just wants to keep you safe and certain. So it'll distort and it'll delete information that does not support your beliefs so that either that information is gone or that information turns into something that supports your beliefs. And so your brain literally cannot create thoughts and ideas, concepts, for very long at least, that don't agree with your beliefs. And if you don't really buy this, try to convince a flat earther that the earth is round and give them all the evidence you want and tell me how they respond. Their brains are wired in a way that won't let them buy what you're selling them with that argument. They just don't accept it. They can't think that way. The problem is, what happens when your brain is not wired to support you getting what you want? So you've got two different minds, a conscious mind and an unconscious mind. And the conscious mind creates the inner monologue that you hear and all of your goals and desires. Your unconscious mind creates everything else. Your conscious mind makes up for 6% of you. Your unconscious mind makes up 94%. Because your unconscious mind controls all of your emotions, your subcommunications, every thought, belief, it controls your body, it controls everything, your identity, all of it. And all of that is funneled through your functional brain wiring. So when you have a goal from your conscious mind that is not supported by your unconscious mind, that's your functional brain wiring, your unconscious will win. So you say, I want to make $1 million, but your functional brain wiring says, I'll never make $1 million. You will never make $1 million, period, because you can't create the thoughts. You can't problem solve. You won't be creative in the right ways. You don't have the internal resources to think in a way that will lead you to using the strategies correctly, to coming up with new ideas, to doing the things, making the decisions, making the choices that will lead you to making $1 million. That is the inner conflict. When your conscious and your unconscious do not agree, and your unconscious wins every time. That's why you can't just tell yourself to be different. Try it. Just tell yourself, I'm going to be 10 times more confident. Doesn't work. Right? Because that's just a conscious thing. It's overridden because your brain wiring is a very literal thing, right? And you need to change your functional brain wiring so that it agrees with your goals if you want to accomplish them. This is also why lottery winners who do not have a millionaire